What's up, True Nation? It's Jammin with Juice, the uncut, unraw, unfiltered, unedited version on this lovely Thirsty Thursday. We hope y'all are thirsty for what we got cooking up here today. Hopefully you guys tapped into our show earlier today, where you guys will know for Halloween I was trying to do like a little like 90s Aaliyah vibe, but it didn't even work.
It failed.
And nobody even thought it was Aaliyah. Nobody guessed Aaliyah.
Nobody.
I did not think Aaliyah.
I was going for Aaliyah, but I got a whole lot of other responses, like Candy from Escape. I got
We're not doing
Ice
radio
Cube
right now, Juice.
or
We're not doing radio.
what are you talking about?
We are doing a podcast. All right.
What are you talking about?
I want to argue with you.
Can I explain to Jason first?
No.
You horny. Listen, then I got NWA, Eazy-E, I got Ice Cube. They said I was looking like Ice Cube. That was from like WTMJ and ESPN. They were like, are you Ice Cube? Racist. Are you know, what's going on? Danielle said Eazy-E. Ben, what did you say? A chula?
A cholo.
Cholo? A cholo.
Racist.
I just thought you was going for like 90s.
Thank you. I was 90, but it was like an Aaliyah 90s vibe.
You out here stealing from the Mexicans,
but it was just overall just 90s. It was just overall 90s. What's up? What do you want to argue with me about? Actually, I have a bone to pick with you. Ben Jammin has not been talking to me all day.
At all.
I have not seen this brother all day.
Nope.
We didn't discuss nothing for the 12 o'clock show earlier today.
Well, when did we? Oh, it was Rabbit Hole, though,
yeah, for your Rabbit Hole.
So I kind of knew what I was going to talk about, but like I told you. I'll tell Truth Nation right now, hey, I didn't have none of that scripted today, all right? I had an idea of what I wanted to take y'all down, but you know
I'm surprised you even wanted to script it. You're not a scripted person.
Bro, I'm really not.
You don't even like write. You tell me not to write stuff down, which makes no sense, but...
Well, see, the thing is, it's like when I try to do segments and stuff, okay, I'll go ahead and write the script out, but then I try to freestyle, but... And the thing is, dog, like I guess I'm just more of a person who I just think off the tip of my brain or whatever, top of my head,
Yeah.
or whatnot, and it just works better for me that way. But I think I just need a few bullet points, and then after that, I can throw everything else I need up in there.
Right.
But that's a talent, right? That's a talent. Because I could have been over here shivering in my boots. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Truth Nation is waiting on the rabbit hole, and I have nothing to say.
Yeah,
Or I can bring y'all the real.
but you was not rocking with me today. And you said
wasn't
you had a
personal.
bad day, and
Bro,
you never
honestly-
explained what happened.
Honestly, fam, I really wanted to explain my bad day. Like, that's what I wanted to talk about today on air. But then I was like, bro, who wants to hear about somebody's bad day?
I want to hear about your bad day.
You want to hear about my
So
bad day?
you had a bad day.
Hey.
You taking one now.
Wow.
You sang that song and you turned it around. You
You
say
had
you
'em.
don't know.
No.
You tell me don't lie.
Lie.
You work out a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day.
Had a bad
you
day.
think when the night. How does it feel? One more time.
One more
Said you
time.
had a bad day. You had a bad day. Ooh, holiday. Yeah.
No, for real, I did have a bad day today, y'all. Okay, look, and it really started. It started with my night last night. All right, and I'm not even saying my night last night was bad because it's actually on point. All right, I went to a local bar of mine called the Boiler Room.
Okay.
Saw one of my favorite bartenders out there, hooked us up, hooked me and Bay up with a few drinks.
Okay.
You know, went home, and I actually took Hazel out. And as I took Hazel out, I had my girl's car keys. I lost her car keys, at least in my mind. I'm like, I think I lost her car keys in the field. Like in a whole open field. I lost my girlfriend's car keys.
How would you lose the keys in a field?
When you're drunk, things happen. You know, things just go about. All right, things go awry. I thought I lost the keys out in the field, but fortunately I didn't. They, for whatever reason, were in my car. Got to my car, hopped out the car, took Hazel back in. Made certain that we played with her for the next 2 hours. She went to sleep, blah, blah, blah. I literally woke up. I literally had woke up. And what's going on, Kyle?
Dang, I can't just come downstairs to watch y'all live on YouTube.
You look
See
like
me
you
got
was,
nervous. What did I do?
No, you look like you had something to say.
Yeah, when you came in, bro, I'm like, is this going live on the air right now? Like, you know?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Dang,
Okay.
I can't
cool.
live.
Okay. All right, bro. You got it, bro.
Keep talking about your
My bad day.
dog who got
So
hurt.
you had a bad day. I'm not doing it again.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. And, you know, even little Hazel made certain I put her up. She was cool. But then I woke up this morning, and I didn't know where the hell my phone was. Do you know how problematic... Do you know how problematic it is when you have a bad day and the first thing to start your bad day off is you lost your phone?
Bro.
You know how many contacts I have in my phone? It's crazy. Call in Truth Nation. 833-212-1017. What do you do when you have a bad day?
Right. I don't know, but let's go to Earl.
Let's see what Earl talking about. Earl sound like he got
Earl?
something to say.
We ain't getting our 40 acres and a mule. That's telling it already.
Hey, talk to me nice, man. The reparations are happening, huh?
Where they happening at? To the Mexicans that's coming across the border?
I guess it's coming for all immigrants, man, because, you know, the media may tell you it's Hispanics, but it's not just Hispanics, bro.
I know that. I know. It's all kind of foreigners coming that way.
Well, you know, the thing is...
But the sad part of
One thing that people don't know, Earl, and look, I had posed this question before. You tell me what you think, but at the end of the day, I posed this question before, and I'm like, dog, immigration, bro, it might be the downfall of America, bro. We got other countries out here like China, bro. They're sending a lot of different Chinese immigrants who come from the military bases, who are aligning themselves along our crops and our goods and putting plants right next to them, who could potentially, you know, poison our food supply. You know, and I'm not saying I'm not for immigration. I just think people need to go the correct route if we finna do immigration. Like whatever happened to Alice Island, you know, people need to go that route. What do you say to that, Earl?
Well, it's ironic that we sit here and talk about that, but they've been doing this for years, man, and we're only getting older because I'm 60, and I heard it when I was in my teenage years, so I already know it's
you've been waiting a long
disappointing that we
time.
have to go through all this.
So
Oh, I ain't waiting, bro.
Earl, so in regards to reparations, do you think we'll ever get reparations here in America for black people?
Oh, of course, man. Yeah, if everybody's in the government is black.
Honestly, you know what, Earl, man? Thank you so much for calling in. That's something that I actually said because, like, to be honest with you and everybody out there in Truth Nation, dog, I think what really needs to happen is we need to have more black people in government and government bodies, and that way the scary Negroes who are at the top of positions or whatever feel more comfortable and freely to speak out about things that they know they're truly concerned about. Like, when that actually happens, that's when we'll actually get reparations. But, you know, if you only get one black person in there and everybody else in there does not align with your values, then it's just going to get pushed away.
Obama.
Yeah, for real. Like that's real, Jason.
What about him?
Well,
J. Cole literally got a song because J. Cole met with Obama and was talking about, bro, what's going on? And Obama was like, bro, it's stuff that I want to fix, but you got to understand that Congress literally had a saying, just say no to whatever Obama proposed.
Yeah.
Like, that was the saying, just say no.
Yeah, because there was the House was ran by Republicans at the time, so they didn't want anything that Obama was doing to go through.
Exactly.
And
but
the
that's
only
why
way that
people...
Obamacare passed is because every single Democrat voted for it to go, because every single Republican voted no.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but
real.
I guess but that's exactly why I don't understand when people be so mad at Obama and saying he didn't do nothing and X, Y, and Z and man, what do the Democrats do and what da 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 da. It's like a lot of stuff gets blocked, bro. So chill out.
Yeah, just wait for me to be president in 2052. I'm gonna get reparations for everybody. I ain't gonna lie. I'm telling you, even if I gotta die,
Okay.
I'm serious.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Okay, I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that. But okay.
Take that.
Optimism or pessimism?
Yeah, you know, like, but I mean, it is what it is, though. Sacrifices got to be made for great change to happen, right? And you know, like I said, man. So my bad day started with that. My phone, me losing my phone.
That's what I was gonna tell you. How the heck? Because you was telling me that you didn't have your phone all night, and you didn't realize all night you didn't have your phone. How you don't realize you don't have your phone all night? Were you drunk?
Well, I was a little tipsy, but to be honest with you, a lot of times when I do get back to the crib and I'm just trying to focus on like things at home, I put my phone up. So I put my phone up in like a drawer. Or I might put my phone up on like inside my my couch armrest or whatever. I do stuff like that to keep my mind off of my phone because I don't want my phone to have all of my mind. You know what I'm saying? I want it to have all my time. I'm there spending quality time with my girl, spending quality time with my dog. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to be on my phone 24/7. So with me not realizing I didn't have my phone, it was just one of them things like, okay, man, don't worry about it. You'll find your phone. Didn't find it. My neighbor found it out in the street. Could have been ran over last night. It wasn't. Good. I mean, that was a good thing. Next thing that happened to me, I was like, oh my God, had to go get my hair cut today. Go to get my hair cut today. My barber over here, he came late. He came about like 20 minutes late. He still cut me up, whatever. And he took a long ass time too. But hey, whatever. Shout out to my boy Jamin. I love you. But with that being said, by the time it came down for me to pay my barber, I didn't have my card. I didn't have my card. I didn't have no cash on me. So I'm like, oh, damn, this is bad. But I'm thinking to myself, because how I normally move, I keep my card in my car. I'm like, bro, let me go to my car real quick. Go out, realize that my card isn't even in my car. So I'm like, damn, where the hell is my card at? So now I'm feeling bad because I done told my barber I'm finna pay him. Can't even pay the man right then and there. So, you know, I've been shopping with a New Image, getting cut up by New Image for the past 10 years. So they're like, hey, bro, don't worry about it. You know, just come back, whatever. And that's cool, but it makes me feel bad as a human being because when I tell somebody I'm gonna do something, I typically try to get that done.
Oh, stop. But I will say, that's why you need an iPhone. Because you would have had Apple Pay. You would have been able to... You ain't got no Venmo. You ain't got no nothing, fam. What's going on? No Cash App?
The ignorance that is leaving your mouth.
No Zelle?
The ignorance that is leaving your mouth right now. Because if you don't know, Android users have Google Pay. Right?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't have no money on it?
I didn't set up my card for my Google Pay because personally, I've had a bad experience with it actually happening. So I was like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I've been...
You don't have no card connected to none of your online payment type money transactional services.
I got Bitcoin.
You're behind.
Whatever. But
Talk you acting like you one of these people who don't got a bank account and got to get your checks cashed at the check cashing place.
I'm just saying.
Like what, bro?
I'm just saying, dog. It's just, man, today was a bad day. It was a bad day. So
that was it. What else happened?
what else happened? So
Cause you telling me that you just didn't pay for your haircut and that was it.
Yeah, bro. Hey, look. Not being able to pay somebody for real for me
that's
is actually
for real.
that's terrible. Like that's my barber, bro. This is a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I try to maintain my relationships.
Okay.
But after that, it ended up happening. Went back, dropped my girl off a nice donut back to the crib. Came, started driving up to work. Talking to my brother on the phone because he is actually moving from Milwaukee down to Chicago. Talked to this man on the phone. He needed some transactions to happen for him. My phone ended up dying. So then when my phone ended up dying on that end, he ended up calling around to my mom, my sister, everybody else. And now the whole family been trying to blow me up. Thinking, damn, what the hell happened to Ben? Why he not picking his phone up? Why he not picking his phone up? It was just stressful, man. It was stressful. Then to talk to the man, can't even help him out because I'm rushing trying to get to work. I'm already late for work. That was another thing that was terrible. That was the latest I ever been for work. I think I came here maybe like 3 minutes before the show. 3 minutes. I think it was like 11:57 when I walked in the door.
Not the latest that you've
Latest you ever?
I'm like for the show.
For the show, like
okay,
the actual show.
No,
he
you've
did
been
get
late
here like
before.
2 minutes before time to go out.
No, you've been late before because Jason had to do a whole segment with me once before. You were late before.
What? Neither here nor there. All right, all I'm saying is I had a bad day, Truth Nation. Okay, I had a bad day, but this bad day doesn't define me. You know what I'm saying? This bad day is just one of many days, all right? As my saying goes, as I believe each and every day, it's just another day in a lifetime. And if today was just my off day, it is what it is. I'm more thinking like that.
I'm glad I got you men here today.
Oh, here we go.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, because why you acting like that now?
I'm listening. You setting something up. I'm trying to hear what you got to say.
Okay, you ain't even looking at me. What is you looking at?
I'm setting everything else up.
Like what?
My Googles, Facebook,
Googles for what?
YouTube.
Okay, I want your undivided attention when you're done.
Well, what's up?
Jason, I need your undivided attention as well. I was having a conversation the other day, or yesterday actually, and it was about young men. And no, just people, dang, what was it about? I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm trying to think of what it was. So pretty much I was having a conversation and it was about young men today and even just like young women today as well, right? And we were trying to figure out, do you feel like people of today hold their word like how our parents did back in the day?
I don't think people nowadays hold their word.
Like men too? Like, do you think young men is still like man law or man code that these young kids like still hold their word to what it is they say that they're gonna do? Or do you think that they don't
Kids,
really
or you mean
care?
like people my age?
Both.
I think people my age, like if you got your head on straight, you understand the core principles of being a man.
Okay. But what about these like young, like Kia boys or something like that?
Them kids lost.
Okay. Do you think it's just the young boys or you think it's the young girls too?
Both.
Dang. Okay, cool. Well, that was what I was wanting to know because I was having a conversation with somebody and they were like, no, I think that men today, like the young men, they know like code pretty much that, you don't go against something you say you're going to do. You hold your word. If you say you're going to do something, you do it, because men still respect men in that way. And I didn't agree with that. I was no, I don't think that the young kids care about that anymore. I think the young kids don't have respect for anybody anymore. Even like just as a society, looking at all of what we have when it comes to the kids, the teenagers, the young adults, I just don't think that they value that anymore. I don't think they hold their own words to anything and do the things that they say that they're going to do. I just don't think that that's something that is of value to them.
What made you think this?
What made me think that? Just based off of how they move. Like, I see how these young kids, like, they will literally kill one another over the pettiest things, over the smallest things.
People killed people before. What made you think this, though? Like, when people killed people before. What made you think this about the younger generation and or older
Because
generation?
I see how they have a lack of respect for their elders. I see how they have a lack of respect for values and morals. I see how they have a lack of respect for just doing things that are right in the world, you know? So if I feel like they're not growing up with any type of principles that they're really living by, why would they hold their word to another man?
You think that they just out here living and they don't have live by any kind of code?
No. They might have some codes, but not like the man code of, hey, if you a man, you need to hold to what you say that you're going to do. I don't think that they do. Or if you a woman, be a woman of your word. I don't think we have that anymore.
Okay.
So y'all just help me out. Thanks. Well, that's the show, folks. No, but that is funny. Going back to what you said, I just need to get that question answered because you made me think of that when you had said something, Jason, and it just my mind went left. But anyway, going back to you, brother. So that was why you had a bad day?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That is why I had a bad day.
I think you were just cranky.
Stressed me out, man.
Do you just be cranky?
No, I'm not a cranky person.
I think you can be.
You think so?
Yeah, I've seen you cranky.
No, you've never seen me cranky. I don't get cranky, bro. Like,
yes, you do.
I've never even... See, people always gonna try to tell you who you are. You gotta show them who you are.
And what do you show me?
I'm telling you.
What do you show me?
You accept it or not. I ain't never been cranky.
Whatever. I remember y'all was talking before about being hangry. Men definitely get hangry.
I'll say this. You know, when it comes down to actually just being hungry,
Hangry.
hungry, a bit of me can be that. You know, that's when
all the time. What do you mean a bit of you?
What are you talking about?
Every time we have a show, I say at least 3 times a week when we're doing the show and you over here like, man, I'm hungry. Man, I didn't eat nothing. Man, I want some food. Man, I can't even think right now, bro. I need to go eat. That's literally what you say.
You know what?
You don't agree with that?
And I'm not going to say that you're lying because you're not. All right? That was not one lie told right there. Maybe you just exaggerating it a little bit, but, you know, I don't know, man. And in regards to your other question, though, when it comes down to these kids, their moral ethics, I think each generation needs to be taught what's the right thing to do. Like, you know, I think we get into this world and, you know, we try to be everything we can be, but, you know, that's why we need to lean on the older generation so they can teach us the right way. Like, again, growing up being a man and learning how to live by codes. You know, like, I remember being 19 years old and my father coming around and one thing he told me, it was probably like 2 weeks after my birthday, but it's the fact that as a man, you're going to have to live by some principles that you are willing to stand on. You know, you're going to have to invent some codes that you feel you're willing to do and some things that you willing not to do. You know, and I'm not certain if a younger generation right now has any OGs or any mentors out there that are telling them the right things to do and the wrong things to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they have them. I don't think they listen. So I think that's what that's about. Because you got a lot of people out here, well, I don't say a lot, but you got men out here who are trying to, like, create programs for other young men and try to get them involved. I mean, I just hosted and emceed an entire event for the youth, focused on young black men between the ages, I think, like 13 and 17. Do you think they cared that much? Some of them, I'd say a handful, probably actually took some juice home, right? Yeah. But the other ones, they was just there to get the $25 incentive that they was gonna get for being there. They didn't really take any of that in, and I don't think they really cared that much that, hey, we're trying to show you that people out here really do love you. You know, like, you have power, believe in yourself, like all of that good stuff. They kind of just one ear and out the other.
But see, that's kind of the thing, though. Like, you know, I think as a kid, and I'm talking about with everything that you learn, like whether it's the things you learn in school, morale, people are trying to teach you, you don't really take it all in until you actually able to live a bit of life and then apply appreciation to it. Like, I remember vividly being 11 years old, and we had to do like this stuff in detention class. We were all in detention or whatever, and to oversee us for this particular day in detention, they brought in like some African dudes who had like these African staffs, and you've seen the boot camp
In detention?
Yeah, bro. Like I was
Like Beyond Scared, Beyond Scared Straight or
Beyond
something?
Scared Straight stuff. But these dudes was African. They came with the African staffs and stuff, and they yelling at us all these things. I'm damn, bro. We just in detention. What I did in school didn't deserve this. Okay, it didn't deserve this. It was no reason that y'all had to come in here like this and yelling and all these other things. I went home and I told my mom. By the way, I told my mom, I was like, man, Mitchell Middle School got me messed up. Mama, like, what's up? But ultimately, I think you develop a fonder appreciation of life and the things people have tried to teach you as you grow older, and then you actually realize, this is how it's supposed to be moving. This person back in 2002 told me X, Y, and Z. I can take that piece of information now and apply it to myself. I'm not saying that, I say that to say that I don't think that young kids are just that dismissive towards new information. It's just, I think sometimes they don't know how to apply the information. They don't have the idea to figure out how to appreciate what's really getting put down for them. Like, for instance, there's things that I wished that a 21-year-old Benjamin would have done or understood better, but it took me a moment to appreciate the people around me a little bit more, to be like, you know what, nah, you need to move this way, or nah, you need to move that way, or, like even with my mom, like each and every day I develop a bigger appreciation for my mom each and every day. The appreciation I have for her now ain't the same appreciation I had when I was 21 or 15 or 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all those things that were taught to me, over time, I developed a more appreciation for, and then I started applying it to my life. So whether it was me figuring out how to be a man and learning a few different things of how people move, and a lot of the things that I learned, again, come from hip-hop. I tell you that all the time. Whether it was hip-hop, whether it was real life, me being out living my youthful life or whatever, it took me a moment to take those words, have them center down and focus in on me, and then me actually apply it to my real life, so then I can actually move accordingly as a man is supposed to move. But how does that work for a woman though? Like, is there like a woman code that you just innately learn, or is there a woman out there teaching you these things as you grow up? Or
I mean, obviously some women that you're around, they're going to try to teach you stuff, like your aunties, or if you got certain cousins, depends on who you around really, or your mom. But quick question about you though, because you're not I don't want to call you a bad kid, because I don't want to say kids are bad, but
I was never like a bad kid.
Right. So I guess what I mean is, what was it in you that made you not a bad kid? Before even applying the knowledge that people tried to give you.
What made me not be a bad kid as a bad kid?
As a bad kid? So you think you were a bad kid?
No, I wasn't a bad kid, but I was a good kid surrounded by bad things. I'll say that. But honestly, for real, Juice, if I was being truthful, I would think it would really be my attitude towards life. Like, and this is truly my attitude towards life always. I was always looking towards like what's the phrase, the brighter side of life. I was always looking towards the bright side. So even if there were dark things happening around me, I was always looking for the good in those things. So even for people to throw things on me and try to label me a bad kid, or because I did and said some things, but it didn't make me a bad kid. Like, it's just sometimes you just do some things that are a little bit bad, but you're not bad, right? I think it was that. I think it was also just my thirst for knowledge, though, as well. Like, I remember just being, like 18, 19 years old, and I started working at Menards. And because I was on this pursuit to become the best self of my life, like to become successful, to actually become like a rap star, like to be a superstar in that realm, I was always talking to people to try to find out new information, try to find out, okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? Like, I didn't realize what I didn't know until I actually got thrown in the world as being an adult and trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I change the tire, and I was always willing to, so I started to take in new information and started to have to apply those things to my life, and that's just how all those things kind of coincided. So I think I always had a thirst for knowledge and a thirst to figure out who I was. Like, I was always on a search for me. Yeah. And I think that's what made me different from my other counterpart, so to speak.
Yeah, I just don't know if I feel like the youth today is doing the work to figure that out about themselves.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to call them bad kids. They do bad things.
Yeah.
You know, if they out here, let's say the youth are out stealing kid cars, right? Like, and saying things like, oh, well, if I end up hitting you while I'm doing a speedway chase, like you shouldn't have been in the way. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's like, how do you talk to those types of kids? How do you talk to those types of youth to make them see like, hey, you should do better? You know, I think it will take forever for them to get older and actually understand what our parents were trying to tell us when we were younger. You know what I mean?
I think also the thing is, though, like, again, the children that are out here or whatever, even their older adults that's around them, their role models, they're not doing too well. And a lot of times that older role model will go ahead and tell that younger kid who's looking up to this older role model to do the bad thing, you know, and they're not right in their own minds. Like, I remember this one time, I was 23. I was 23 years old, and the house that we lived in was like we had the bottom, and there was like a top where somebody else rented. Like, it was a rented home or whatever, right? So
like a duplex?
It's like a duplex, so to speak. So I just remember my room was in the basement or whatever, and I had my little thing or whatever.
Your bachelor pad.
Yeah, it was my bachelor pad. I had my TV there. I had my laptop there for my music and stuff. And I just remember I'm working at Amazon at the time, and my mom texted me out the blue, and she was like, Ben, Ben, did you take your TV somewhere? I'm like, nah, like, what are you talking about? Like, she was like, did you take your laptop? I was like, nah, I'm literally at work. Why would I take any of those two things? So then my mom goes down into my room and like realizes or whatever, like the room had got broken into or whatever, right? So I immediately leave Amazon. I use my PTO for the day or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I go back to the crib, and this is like December 24th, to be honest with you. This is like Christmas Eve. So I end up going back to the crib. And I'm like, damn, where the hell is my stuff? Like, obviously somebody broke in and stole my things or whatever, right? So word on the street or whatever, it was the kid who actually lived up the street, lived up in the other building from us or whatever, right?
Like upstairs.
Yeah, he lived upstairs or whatever. So ultimately, I ended up finding the kid, brought him back to the crib. And, you know, I actually talked to him. You know, I could have called the police on this dude, all these other things. I could have fought him or something like that, right? I could have done those things. However, me knowing his circumstances, I knew his mom was a drug addict. I also knew that he was also a kid who was in and out of jail a lot. And when his mom found out that he had stole these things, his mom yelled at him, cussed him out or whatever right in front of us. And it gave me a brief insight into what his life was like. And I was like, damn, his mom's talking to him like this? You know, she's like, I'm finna call his parole officer right now. I'm finna get him off the streets right now. Like, I keep telling you can't be doing stuff like this. Woo, woo. And I realized that at that moment, like, this kid never really got a moment to just be a kid. He never got a moment to just realize, just breathe and actually have a conversation with his parent in a loving manner, you know.
But what if he had been doing it like multiple times and she just was kind of fed up with it and was trying to like
I've
scare him a little bit or discipline him a little bit because nothing was working? What about that?
It wasn't them conversations because I've heard and seen how she treated him a lot, a lot, and that was my first time being in the room where she treated him that way, and ultimately. The kid went, got my TV back, went and got my laptop back, brought it back to me. I had him set it up in my bedroom, just exactly how it was. And then I really just sat back and talked to him because ultimately even his uncle was right there. His uncle was right there and was telling him a lot of different things. But same time, the uncle, he was messed up in the head too. You know, so it was just one of these things where his support system that was around him wasn't even there to actually ever support him. Like sometimes, you know, man, it may seem sad, like it may seem really sad, but like sometimes I look around at my environments and just my life as I see it or whatever, and I see the people that's in there. But sometimes it's better off to be an orphan or be in an adopted family versus you being in a family that's just super messed up. Because that could be your ultimate detriment. Like, I don't even care if the family... I've seen so many different families in my lifetime. Like, I had a best friend. His name was Alex, and he had two younger sisters. His mom was terrible. his mom was terrible, and I'm talking about would beat him with anything, from iron to extension cord to whatever she could find in her hand. She always yelled at him, always cussed him out, always talked down to him. And when I looked at his younger sisters, obviously because this is his mom, they look up to their mother. I saw them at a Walmart maybe about like a year ago, and I'm looking at the mom and I'm looking at the two younger sisters. And the two younger sisters literally at this point now are a spitting image of their mom. Although those two younger girls, grades in school, fire.
Really good.
Really good. They just didn't have a good role model around them to teach them and show them up how to be a good citizen, how to be a good person. So it's one of these things where, again, we're talking about, where are the youth developing their morale? Where are the youth developing their codes at? If they're not surrounded by good people, good role models, good leaders, good parenting, good families, then they're going to take the bad, and they not going to be able to see, where some positive information is coming from. Only way they're going to do that is if they really have some kind of thirst to be able to be like, nah, this has to be this way. I see everything else is around me messed up, but it's hard to see if everything is it's hard to see that everything around you is messed up when this is like all you know. If this is literally your only box, it's like the analogy where the frog sits in a pot of water, and if the frog sits in that pot of water long enough, and you turn the water on to allow it to boil, the frog won't even realize the water is boiling because it got so comfortable in the water. That's where a lot of people fail at, right? They don't know when to get out, or sometimes they don't know how to get out. So again, all these different things are shaping your mind as you go throughout life. At some point, we need to turn the pot of water off and pull those things up out of there, to pull that frog up out of there so that frog can truly breathe and grow. But that's not going to be for everybody because we can't save everybody. So
Exactly. You can't save everybody. But that's my thing, though. It's like, okay, you have these kids, some youth who are in bad environments, and they don't have the right support system around them to change how it is that they should act and the things that they should do. So then what do you do for them as far as punishment goes? When they do something wrong, what should you do? Because I think my punishment is a little bit crazy sometimes, because I just be getting so mad with what's going on, especially when I feel like somebody doesn't care.
What's your punishment?
Well, first off, I remember back in the day when I was still producing Sherman Show, I had said I think that punishment should be the kid. If they're a kid, they should go to like a military boot camp away from
for real
what they got going on. Yeah, get them out of their environment, make them go for like 6 months to a year, maybe a year, depending on what it is they did, or longer, and groom them there. Because one thing that they say about the military, they say the military definitely gives you discipline. It gives you some type of structure. And I think a lot of these kids are lacking both of those things. So I say go to like some type of military boot camp away from what it is that they are used to. Okay. But some people didn't like that idea of mine.
So is that what you would do to your kids?
Me personally, if like they...
Like boy and girl. Yeah, y'all going to boot camp. Y'all
depend on how bad they are, yeah. If they out here stealing stuff and crashing and killing people, yes. What are you talking about? Absolutely. You're not finna sit in my house doing all that stuff when I'm trying to talk to you and you not listening to me, you being disobedient, you being disrespectful. Yeah. You about to get somebody, you gonna get talked to. Okay. You gonna get handled in some other type of way, because it's either that or jail. Mm-hmm. Juvie. It's true. Like which one would you exactly? Which one would you rather them go to? Some kids do need to go to juvie. Yeah. Some kids, like I know people don't like to admit that, but some of these kids do need to go there and just really sit there and think about what they've done. And I know that it sucks because now it's another kid in the system and now they're another statistic. But I just think that in a way, it could hold them accountable for the things that they're doing, and I guess get them off the street.
I don't know. I think
putting them back ain't gonna do nothing, because then they'll do the same thing. Some of these kids get 3, 4, 5 offenses.
I think the boot camp idea is more constructive, but when it comes to like the juvie idea, I think that's actually where they learn to be like somewhat of a career criminal. Mm-hmm. Like every kid that in Racine, we had a school or whatever called the Mac Center, and basically the Mac Center was all the kids who would get like what we call blue slips or whatever from principals, basically saying like, hey, this kid's been bad for the day or been suspended. Eventually, these kids will end up in the Mac Center. And the Mac Center, to me, as a kid, just sounded like a cool place. Like, because, quote unquote, all the cool kids who hip, they already, you know, doing X, Y, and Z, got some money or whatever. They ended up there at these schools, at the Mac Center. And I'm talking about at the age of like 10, they going to the Mac Center. 11, they're at the Mac Center. 12, they're at the Mac Center. And the Mac Center, they not in like jail, so to speak, but they around all the other bad kids that's basically came from the city. That's what ends up happening. So they end up forming their own community and sharing different, again, bad ideologies. And ultimately, a lot of them kids who went into that never really left out of the quote unquote gang life. They continued to lead that life because basically they formed relationships with people in there who was just about that the whole time and didn't get around anybody who actually could offer them any kind of like positive reinforcement or any kind of positive ideas. That's why I'm seeing now at a lot of other schools.
They should be reformed.
Yeah, they should be. That's the ideal, right? Like the idea for jail is to go ahead and be rehabilitated, but that's not what ends up happening. You know, they end up being around another group of bad people, bad individuals, and when they actually do get out of jail, they go back to the same old environment they was once used to before, doing the same old things, and now they're going back and forth, and they institutionalized, and now it's not only just ruining their life, but it's ruining the next kid's life who looks up to them because that's their uncle.
So would you? That was long. So would you rather than be out in the community or in jail?
Honestly, for a young kid, I would say that
either one.
Well,
an older person or just a kid.
So for a kid, I would really recommend and that's what I was getting to. There's schools now that are recommending, instead of like the detention idea or whatever, when the kid gets out of line, is actually show them meditation, like actually teaching them how to meditate, how to quiet their mind, how to actually get closer to themselves as people, you know. And I think that's really more so where we need to lean more towards, because we can do all these other ideas that say they do this or say they do that, but we've also seen a lot of sexual abuse happen from those organizations. Or we've seen, again, like I said before, these dudes turn career criminals. Like what was the dude's name? Not Marilyn Manson, Charlie Manson. Charlie Manson. Yeah, Charlie Manson was a bad kid at the age of 10, 11 years old, you know, but he kept going in and out of these boys' homes or whatever, and eventually developed to be the serial killer that he was, you know. And that's what you would see with a lot of these different people who have been in and out of jail. They eventually just continue going back because that's all they know. Like, hell, honestly, I know somebody right now who, again, like I told you, the whole Mac Center idea was a part of the Mac Center. Hell, went to juvie at a young age, came back out, got to high school, grew up to be an adult, and then he actually ended up shooting somebody in the head, and now he in jail for life. You know, it's just one of these things where we need to break them people away from, bring those people away from just all the other bad ideas that surround them, and honestly send them to a place where they can, again, ease their mind, and actually get to the root cause of their problems. Sometimes it is just family abuse. You never know what's going on in somebody's actual household, but that's why that kid is acting out in such a way. You know, but in regards to your question about the adults, though, you know, I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, like if an adult is out here doing these things, they have to go to jail. You know,
so should Young Thug go to jail? Should have went to jail.
I think he needed to go through the process. I think he needed to go through the process to see how real it could become. As he went on to go say, it's one of the best things that ever happened for him, you know, because again, he was probably able to sit back and quiet his mind for a moment and really realize how important he was to not just his community, but the rest of the world. So I would love to see who Young Thug becomes after prison, after he just did that little stint, and what he does for his community now. But if he goes and does the same old, if Gunna dies in like the next 2 months or something like that, after Young Thug's released, then you know what we got then, you know. So hopefully Young Thug sees what happened and is able to be like, you know what, I need to be more of a leader and protector in my community there. So all his influence or whatever changes the narrative about what it means to even be a thug. You know what I'm saying?
He got to change his name.
Hey, maybe so. Maybe Young Thug does change his name, right?
You know the stipulations, though. He got stipulations upon his release.
Wait, can you turn that up? I can't hear you, bro.
He going to rebrand for sure.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so he got stipulations upon his release. So
what's the stipulations?
Let's see. He can't make any gang-related music. He banned from Atlanta for 10 years. but somehow he got to do 4 annual anti-gang presentations / concerts for Atlanta,
Okay.
and he can't have any contact with gang members or co-defendants other than his brother and Gunna.
See, it sounds like he can actually talk with Gunna.
He could talk to only Gunna and his brother.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
This according to DJ Academics.
Oh no,
Okay, yeah, that's not verified.
I'm not listening
That's not
to
legit.
that. No, he literally was the one who put out that misinformation about Tory Lanez the other day.
But I will say though, what it sounds like to me is that the courts are trying to use Young Thug for good. Because again, he's an influential role model out in Atlanta, influential role model in hip hop music. If he could take the Andre 3000 route, you know what I'm saying, and change his life. Well, Andre never needed to necessarily change his life, but Young Thug just go and change his life. He could be used for as a positive force instead of a negative one.
I missed what you just said.
Basically, it seems like to me that the courts are just trying to use Young Thug for positivity. That's what it sounds like to me, and that's the route he should go.
I mean, good for him. I'm really
Yeah.
glad that is
He can
happening.
still make money and do
but it's
everything he was
just
doing before.
the entire court system just confuses me because I don't understand what their goal is, what's their aim, what's their MO. Like, I don't understand. I really don't get it, especially in this situation. Like,
Right.
you mean to tell me, like I was telling you and Zach earlier, I'm like, you mean to tell me this brother or the court system, they literally had the person that they wanted, the head person, the mastermind behind the entire RICO thing, right? And throughout this entire 2 years, all this evidence, all this whatever, yada, 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 and now that he said, okay, I'm going to take the guilty plea, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, we're just going to give you probation. It's like, what did y'all get out of all of this?
Well, I told you what it was.
Because that doesn't seem like that happens often where they're just like, oh, we're just going to make him be an example for the community, or we're going to make him, realize. That's not how that works. They want to put us away.
Well-
So that's why I'm like, what did he have to give up? Or what was that? Are people going to look at him as a snitch now? Or are they just going to throw that under the rug? Because what did he have to give for that?
I told you his lawyer kept pushing for a mistrial. So again, when it comes down to the mistrial idea, strategy for a lawyer, the lawyer understands that if I push this and this case gets ruled as a mistrial, everybody whose name is attached to this trial, the judge, the bailiff, the state will look bad, and they couldn't have that, especially after DA Fannie Willis. Because she's the reason when Young Thug was going through all of this. She had her mishap with the whole Donald Trump thing or whatever. So all I'm saying is they was doing I'm pretty certain they did this to kind of save face at the end of the day. And
Just in case something did come back bad on their end?
100,000%, yes. Because they need their reputation to be as clean as it can be. And that being one of the biggest trials of the Georgia State's history, they needed to figure something out. Because this is the third judge on the trial. Third judge, and that doesn't ever happen.
It's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a
to
lot.
understand. But it really is sad to me that Rich Homie just passed away and now he's out. Because I feel like they would have been able to do something together. Potentially. Who knows? Maybe could have rekindled something or talked about something or not rekindled, but you know what I mean.
Personally,
had some type of something.
Personally, me, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan, but I want to see if Young Thug reunites Future and Drake. That's what I want to see. I want to see if he brings them back together. Because that's, I don't know how he was able to do it, but he put out a tweet a few weeks ago talking about, hey, Future, Drake, look, we really brothers in this, So I want to see what really happens.
Man, forget that.
I think it's good for music.
I think Kendrick and Drake squashing their beef is more historic.
It'll be the start of something major. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think that's bigger than Future. Who cares about Future and Drake, bro?
A lot of people.
Why?
Bro,
Just because of all of their songs that they had together, their tapes that they had together, like, why?
I wish you loved hip hop.
Tell me. You ain't saying nothing.
I can tell you, but it won't matter to you because you don't care about hip hop.
Tell me.
It's Future and it's Drake, bro. Mm-hmm. They look. Forget a big three. If we talking about top five, Drake, Future, making their albums together, making great music together,
Loved
music
it.
together.
Yes,
sounds great.
classic.
The only reason
albums.
they end up even having this quote unquote beef right now is simply because Kendrick and Future worked on a record together. Future didn't even know these things was about to happen. He kind of got caught in the crossfire. The friendship should have never actually, had this kind of damage to it, but it did because the magnitude of the beef. People would love to see both of them reunite after this so-called beef.
And I understand that. I guess my thing is that seems easier than a Kendrick and Drake rekindling, in my opinion. So that's why I said I feel like that one would be more historic because that one was deeper.
Yeah, it'll be bigger.
And it lasted way longer than just the Future and Drake. Like that one can easily be fixed, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the Future.
That wouldn't be
the Future and Drake thing. No, they was real friends. That's the difference. So if your heart is in this music stuff or whatever, Future and Drake are actual friends. Drake and Kendrick was never friends. That was a business transaction.
But still,
it's different. I see what you're saying though from the
level, the magnitude of it.
I understand it.
I would even
the conversation. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I would even more so like to see Quavo and Offset rekindle things before I care about Future and Drake.
Okay, honestly, I would just love to see everybody just hug it out and show people how to love again.
You're such a lover boy.
Nah, I can't. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. What?
Don't bring up Kendrick now. We talk about Future, I guess.
I'm just saying.
Which I was looking at the interview with, I want to say his name wrong, Talib Kweli. He actually said people say it both ways, so don't even look at me like that. Anyway.
Talib Kweli.
Thank you. But he said that people say his name multiple different ways. But anyway.
Rihanna.
Exactly. And it's Rihanna, but same difference. Rihanna. But I'm just saying, he was in the interview.
It's Kamala.
Okay.
Kamala like a comma.
Yeah. What's up?
Put some respect on the name.
Okay, I guess what I'm saying is he said it is both ways, so that's why it's not disrespectful. But anyway, when it comes to the big four, Charlamagne was saying how he feels like Future is like the fourth person. You agree, Jason?
Without question.
Do you agree, Mr. Hip Hop Head?
I mean, honestly, I said it before. I'll say it again. If we talking about a top 5 of the last decade, you got Drake, Cole, and this is no specific order, by the way, for all the J. Cole fans. Maybe you know what? Maybe
he was about to hop on you.
Maybe I will put it in specific order. You know what? It goes Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, Future, Nicki Minaj. That's top 5.
I would switch. I would put J. Cole second and Drake third, but I like the list.
Say it again.
The list is Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, Future, Nicki Minaj.
Of the last
decade. Last decade. I'm talking about
2012 or 2014?
2010 to 2020.
Yeah, let's start at 2010.
Yeah, 2010 to 2020. That's literally what I would say. That's the top 5.
Okay.
And number 6, if I dare to mention the number 6, I give it to Big Sean.
I was gonna say Big Sean because he was trying to insert himself into the conversation.
That man was getting stumped on left and right, bro.
I'm like, what's going on here?
Nobody.
They ignored him.
Nobody paid attention to him, bro.
Nobody, bro. I'm so mad, like. Dog, because he cold, but at the same time, it just wasn't his time, bro. Like, he came on with the Precision record, boom. Kendrick came with the damn Future record. Like that. Like, bro, he just got stepped on every time.
He was ignored. And I don't know why people don't really put more, give him more respect to what he's done. I guess, because what has he done for hip hop for real? What are you
talking about?
Like Big Sean?
What are you talking about? See, look, Juice. I just wish one day, bro.
Bro, I wish you would just explain yourself versus because I can go back and forth with you. It's like I don't have to be a lover of hip hop to say my opinion.
Okay, so Big Sean, what has Big Sean done for hip hop? First off, when he first came into the game, he changed everybody's flow. Everybody started to actually take Big Sean's flow. What's one of the rhymes I'm trying to think of right now? How Drake comes on the Forever record. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like I say, I ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G's on the first name basis. In your city faded off the brown. Nino, nah. We know that flow right there. That's Big Sean's flow. So Drake took it, Nicki took it. So many different artists who we speaking of right now took that flow and ran with it.
Okay.
Next thing that I'll say Big Sean gave, he also, I mean, this is just my opinion or whatever, but when we talking about like the Janae Aiko idea and Janae Aiko being influential as she is, I don't think she would be as influential if it wasn't for Big Sean. All right. Secondly,
excuse me.
Yeah. Thirdly, I would also
You tripping about that one, but okay.
Thirdly, we also got to remember that he is the lineage of Kanye West, so like he's Kanye's most successful artist. Oh, maybe arguably Travis Scott. But as far
Ain't no arguably.
I feel like Kanye literally made Big Sean. That's the difference. I don't think he literally made Travis Scott.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Travis was already.
Travis is bigger.
Travis
but he was
definitely
already
on the
popping
come up
before. Yeah.
He made Big Sean's whole career. But with that being said, he has one of the best hip hop stories of all time. You know, just being at the radio station, right moment, right time, rapping for Kanye, and actually getting on.
That's not enough for me. You got another one?
Well, the way he explains it is much better, but I was just trying to do it in like 30 seconds. But with that being said, I think Big Sean has given enough to the game to be accepted into this as like one of the top contenders. Not a GOAT, but at the same time, legendary.
I guess, and that's another thing we're gonna have to talk about is this whole legendary word because
I just used it.
You did, and it's just like
okay.
I'm not trying to discredit Big Sean. I guess what I'm saying is, if you claiming he's so monumental to hip hop and he helped, all this other stuff, it's like
that's bigger. That's bigger. I'm just saying that Big Sean deserves our respect. That's it. All right, I'm leaving it at that. Is he big? Is he the biggest to come out of Detroit? No, he's not Eminem. But at the same time, if I put Big Sean on a record, I can tell you he's gonna body some folks.
But I guess what I'm saying is the thing that he did with hip hop, I feel like that's small.
I mean, compared to
I think it's small. So I guess that's what I'm saying is, what has he really truly done when it comes to for hip hop to where he feels as though he should be like up there
top
with
five?
them, bro? No, not top 5. He thinking he should be in the 4 category.
I can't give it to him because, like, I mean, look,
you didn't name nothing that like put him up there.
I agree.
So So exactly, you over here saying, I wish you liked hip hop, Juice. You can't even. What do you mean? What has he done for hip hop? And then you saying all of this. You named a few things, but that's not like a big thing.
It's not gonna be bigger than the top 5 with Nicki Minaj.
I'm just saying,
even if we're going off accolades, bro, like and what this person has done for hip hop, I definitely would put Nicki Minaj. She probably top 3 then, if not number 1 or 2, in my honest opinion, above all them other cats. All right.
Yeah.
I would.
When it comes to influence, for
crazy.
Sure.
Crazy.
Influence is crazy.
I was just basing everything off music, like for real.
Bars.
I wasn't necessarily basing off bars,
You know what I
because
mean.
then Future would definitely he'd
Dropped.
He'd be dropped. He wouldn't even be the top 5. However, if we just talking music, that's the top 5. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole. Damn, I'm saying based off music. I might put trade Nicki Minaj for J. Cole's spot. Hey, I'm gonna do Kendrick, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Future, and then J. Cole. Actually, I might submit sub out J. Cole for Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
Nice contender right there.
Yeah. I would say when it comes to influence.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like how you be thinking just because I'm not like a hip hop head like you that I can't, still go with the best of them. Like, come on now. I be knowing what I'm talking about too sometimes. Now, don't get me on the people from the 80s. I don't know them like that.
Okay.
But the people who I grew up on, I definitely shout out Trey Tay, Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Ye, Nicki, Future, and then Big Sean and Wale.
You can't put Kanye. You cannot put Kanye in the past
2010 to 2020.
Don't do it,
2020.
Juice.
I'm not talking about Kanye. I'm telling Trey Tay we were talking about from 2010 to 2020.
Yeah, Kendrick.
Kanye was before that.
Yeah, he was before that.
I'm 04, bro.
Yeah,
Kanye was before that.
I be getting sick when folks be like, "Oh, well, the big 3 is actually Kanye, Kendrick, and Drake." Bro, Kanye, these all Kanye's sons. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his sons, bro. Wouldn't have a Drake, a Kendrick.
Like, they're not in the
Cole.
same class, is what you're
saying. Not at all. It's 2 totally different classes. I mean,
because honestly, with Kanye, would you put like 50 and Jay-Z and all them? Like, is that his class?
Before that, but I'll put 50 in Kanye's class. I put Lil Wayne in Kanye's class.
Yeah.
And a T.I. in Kanye's class. Yeah, that's what I would rock. Oh, Young Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? That's their class right there. Like, everybody else, Kick
Gucci.
rocks. Oh yeah, Gucci. You know what I'm saying? But same time, Gucci, in my opinion, he wouldn't be the top 5 of the last decade. I mean, last decade, the 2000s. You know, but that's just me though.
I feel you, Trey Tay. My Dark Twisted Fantasy was 2010,
and
but
that's his 5th album.
But yeah, that's what he already had albums.
He was
graduation already.
Yeah,
he was already big. Like he was already big, and they were
Heartbreak had already came.
And they were
anticipating.
They were anticipating, his music. He was already on pretty much.
Yeah, he
like 2009 and 2010 is when Nicki and Drake was like popping off because Wayne was coming through.
Trey Tay, Watch the Throne was 2011. You proving my point, bro. Jay-Z and Kanye was telling folks to watch the throne in 2011, and them folks became billionaires. Any of the other cats billionaires yet? All right then. I'm just saying.
Look, Ye was already Ye. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like,
I will say Kanye, look, because I always talk about the fall off period. I think the 2010s era was the fall off period for Kanye.
Everything.
However, it's his defining moments of his defining moment decade. He already gave us the great music in the 2000s. Everything else that was in the 2010s, that was just him defining who he actually was and what people will remember him as forever.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's my opinion.
I would agree. Shout out Trey Tay though. He coming for your neck, bruh.
I mean, 26. Yeah, he just proving my point.
All right. Well, that's pretty much right. I don't think he know. Man, Ben be thinking that I don't know what I be talking about, and that be irritating me, bro.
Bro, you be irritating me when you be talking about hip hop.
But you agree with what I said at the end of the day. And you over here talking about Janae wouldn't be as big as she is without Big Sean.
2088.
Bro, you think that's what made her? You think that's what made her go up? It's 2088. You think 2088 made her career go up?
Happened? Yeah, it
Stop
did.
it. Stop it. The girls was loving Janae. The girls was been had
and
Janae
her life
on.
became better after Big Sean.
Whatever.
My mama it did.
Whatever.
Talk
I mean,
to me.
no, I wouldn't say that. He became a headache. He became a headache for her because he still ain't put a ring on it. And now she had a baby,
Bro,
and they've been on and off for years. I'll say that.
Thank you,
She's been a headache. She's been a headache.
Bro, he came into her life, made her life better. She divorced her husband after Big Sean. Come on, man. Hey, she went on to go have a child with Big Sean.
Bro, she literally was so mentally stressed from him. Like, it's crazy. And she has so many songs about it. Come on now. She was already that girl. Don't forget. She was in the videos with B2K. Like, let's not.
And where'd that get her?
What do you mean where'd that get her? That put her on the map. People know her from all of that stuff.
Whatever. You. This is a biased opinion.
No, it ain't. You're biased. You're biased. But whatever.
On these microphones,
I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know what I'm talking about. You the one who don't. You the one who don't know.
You don't know about this music.
You need to worry about your own music. How about that?
Hooks, go ahead, holla at me. Apple Music, Spotify. Go ahead, log into my website. It's amazing with there's an N at the end, no G. .org.
Thank y'all for tapping into Jammin with Juice, uncut, unraw, unfiltered, unedited.
Sean,
we appreciate y'all. And then you ain't even put them in. Man, whatever. I don't even want to talk about it.
What are you talking about, bro?
Nothing. It's fine. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure you tap into Sip on That Friday, which is tomorrow, 12 to 1.
Bro, we got a lot to sip on tomorrow.
Do we?
Man, we got a lot, bro.
All right. Can't wait for it. All right, bye. Y'all, see ya. I'm Noni Juice. That's been Jammin. Shout out Jason. I don't know what to say. I'm out.